Hey guys, it is Monday and it's the end of my first day of consults in Jacksonville, and today has been a great day. Spent it with a couple more amazing attendings, or a attending and resident, and one of my co-med students, Autumn. We saw about, I want to say 6 patients today, and the first few, or the first, I would say 4 or 5, we basically just watched the resident take the history and ask the questions. And then the last patient, the attending came with us and we did a joint interview. And so I did the first part of taking the history, the HPI, and doing the psych review of systems. Basically, the psych review of system is when you ask the patient if they have any specific symptoms of depression, any specific symptoms of mania. So that would be the dig fast mnemonic, and then symptoms of depression would be the Siggy caps mnemonic. And then you ask them about PTSD symptoms, any phobias, OCD, any psychosis like suicidal ideation, homicidal ideations, audiovisual hallucinations, anything of that sort. And then the other medical student took the rest of the history, like their psychiatric history, past medical history, family history, and all of that. And then afterwards, the attendant gave us feedback, which was really great, really positive. She said she liked the way that I phrased certain things, and the language that I used was language that the patient could understand. And in terms of asking about like something called anhedonia, instead of saying, to the patient, do you, oh, my collar's all messed up. I just took my name badge off. So instead of asking the patient, do you have symptoms of anhedonia, I asked the patient, well, what do you like to do? And so she told me she likes to paint and she likes the color and she likes fashion. And so I said, do you ever feel like you aren't interested in those things anymore? Or, basically anhedonia is like a lack of interest in things that you once had interest in. So you want to ask the patient what they're interested in and see if like maybe it's they like hanging out with their friends, but now they don't want to hang out with their friends anymore. Or, they used to like to go bowling, and now they don't really care about bowling anymore. So that's just a different way of asking the patient, the question, but also getting to know them a little bit as well. So she said that she liked that. And then she gave us a lesson, a quick visual diagram lesson on the different psychiatric diseases like mood disorders and schizophrenia and that kind of thing, which was really helpful because I'm a very visual learner. So things like that come easy to me or make a lot of sense to me. So schizoaffective disorder is one of the main disorders that like give me so much trouble, but she explained it in a way that I won't forget it because I'm just gonna remember the diagram that she drew for us. So afterwards, we went back to the consult room and the resident and the attending dismissed us. So overall, it was a good day. Now I'm back home and I am, what am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna eat and study and relax and do some yoga. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Bye. So we're here in Jacksonville. I have Autumn with me. Hey, guys. And this is what we do when we're in Jacksonville. We have lecture. We are on, what is it? What is this called?
Video conference.
Video conference. Yeah. So basically we saw the room that they were in Gainesville that we're usually in, and then they can see us, and then the lecture was on this screen, and it just ended, and now we're out. All right, hey guys, it is Thursday, and I am just sitting, chilling in the resident's office. Right now, I'm just waiting for the resident to come back. He had a ALS CPR type training for an hour. I'm just here waiting for him to get finished with that. I haven't vlogged in the past couple of days because I've just been so exhausted, and but I'll just catch you guys up. I have started my rotation in Jacksonville, and so I'm on Jack's consult. So what that means is whenever a patient is admitted to the hospital or comes to the ED and is on like a different service, like let's say medicine, and let's say they have, some suicidal thoughts, or maybe they may have attempted suicide, or they're having some depression or psychosis or delirium or any psychiatric symptoms, the team that's taking care of them may put in a psych consult for the psych team to come and evaluate the patient patients who are placed under a Baker Act, which is when you're involuntarily held for up to 72 hours of observation. If you pose a risk to yourself or to others, then you can be forced to stay in the hospital under for psychiatric evaluation. So we basically go see patients who have been Baker Acted and decide whether or not to maintain the Baker Act or release the Baker Act, or to admit the person to inpatient psychiatric hospital, or what to do with them. So that's what we do. We basically walk all around the hospital to different rooms and see different patients and just ask them questions. And it hasn't been a dull moment. You see very, very interesting things in psychiatry, which I really love, because no interview is the same and no story is the same, and you never know really what you're going to get. So that's just basically what my experience has been like here. So we see patients in the morning. Some days are busier than others, and then we might see 1 or 2 patients in the afternoon. And so I've been working with one of the residents who's amazing. He's very, 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 very helpful, very chill, as is everyone on psychiatry that I've encountered thus far. So I just follow him around. The first couple of days, it was just shadowing, just seeing how he does things, how the attendants want things to go, and then jumping into doing my own interview and presentation. And so today I did my first interview and full interview and presentation on my own on this service, and it went well. I got great feedback, some of that being thorough, well-structured interview, covered appropriate topics of evaluation, strong presentation skills, which is, for me, that was one of my greatest concerns, was my presentation skills. So to hear that is kind of gives me a boost of confidence. So then the other thing was continue to develop assessment and plan, which I know I need to work on. I need to work on all these things, but it's always important to include your assessment of the patient and to develop your own plan. Whether or not that's what the team is going to do or wants to do doesn't matter, as long as you're thinking about synthesizing the information that you got from your history and your physical exam into a treatment plan and assessment. So the physician, the attending, agreed with my plan, but I think my delivery with the assessment could have been a lot better and more cohesive, and so that's something that I'm just going to continue to work on. Other than that, I have my first exam of the psych rotation tomorrow on Friday. So we have 2 exams. We have our addictions exam, which is all about addiction medicine, which was my first 2 weeks of medical school. I'll link those, not my first 2 weeks of medical school, my first 2 weeks of my psych rotation in 3rd year. I'll link those videos up here. So all that material is going to be covered in tomorrow's exam, which I've been studying for all week. And then next week is my shelf exam. So that's just basically what I've been doing. I've been so tired, so once I get home, I just want to read, I want to study, and then I want to go to bed. So yeah, that's basically what's been up in my life, and I will keep you all posted on what's going on, what's happening here in Jacksonville. But so far, I love it. I absolutely love Jacksonville. It's a very different energy and vibe, and the patient population is diverse, and so you get to see a lot of different kind of people, a lot of different kind of healthcare providers, and I like that. So all in all, psychiatry is going great. I know I've said that in every video, and that's because I truly mean it. I haven't had one bad thing to say or think, since starting. So yeah, I'm just hoping that it continues on this pace, and I'm going to continue studying for my exam and hopefully kick the shelf's butt. All right, guys. Exam, I passed. Now I'm in Publix just grabbing some groceries, and I think I'm gonna head back to Gainesville for the weekend because I miss my boo, and yeah, I want to meet my new roommate. I'm just looking for some frozen healthy dinners right now because those are convenient. getting ready to do a NBME practice exam. This is my second NBME that I've taken so far. Well, this will be my second NBME. The first one I took, I did all right. Now I'm just hoping, since my exam is in 1 week, or is in less than a week, that this will give me more of like a definitive estimate of where I'm at. So the thing about these exams, these practice exams, it's like $20 for 50 questions, which is a kind of expensive, but because I think before, in the first 2 years, it was like, maybe it was $60 for like 4 blocks or something like that. But this is a way that I can see like how I'm doing, how I'm progressing, what I need to work on, and whatnot. So yeah, I'll let you guys know how it goes. Bye. Changed one answer. Let's see. 24, which is an 86. That's an improvement from last one. So this was my last exam, my last practice exam, which I took about 2 weeks ago. I got a 21, which correlates to 78. So I went up. We're at the station. Open. Okay.
Never come up. Never come up. So as soon as you get here, you're gonna take these off. Ball right here, or you can get something that's good size for you. I'll get that ball right there.
It's hot out here.
Go here. Because I know you don't want to.
Just remember my shoulder.
There's nothing doing with your shoulders, with your abs. It's nothing with your shoulder.
Okay.
This is your shoulder. If I would make you come around like that. So here, here, it's all working mid for you. So we're sitting here at Honda. I'm glad I came back to Gainesville and made it back to Gainesville safely, because we found out that I had a nail in my tire, and that could have ended up being very, very bad on the road. So we're here just waiting to get a new tire, which is very expensive, but you can't really avoid unexpected things like this. So.
At least that your car didn't, your tire didn't blow. So that's at the end of the day, that's the best thing.
Yeah, and I made it safely. Driving back from Jacksonville.
I can't see what that says.
So we just got me a car mount so I could be safe on the road.
If she ain't one.
Why did you read it out loud? It was intended for you.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
He might as well marry me just because he's bringing me to the family reunion?
Yeah, I don't bring nobody. What? You ain't just no saying at the beach. You ain't no saying at no beach.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Listen,
I could think of a million other reasons why we should get married.
Like, she even staying at Auntie Cheryl's place. Ain't that something, ain't it?
No, you ain't bring nobody's Auntie Cheryl out.
Right.
You ain't bring nobody.
That's because
That means it's special, bro.
That's because he wasn't dating no one before me. Okay? He was at home reading the Bible, getting his education, dreaming about me, weren't you?